I can meet everyone on the team. I know we had a talk briefly on Friday. Here we go. I don't even know how to work this camera no more. It's been so long. Okay. I think I have it set now. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Mel. On this channel, I pretty much share the journey of navigating my own career, lifestyle, multi-hyphenate portfolio career, life of creativity, wellness, hobbies, all the things. So yeah, I share my journey and share educational resources that are for those that are trying to navigate their own life and career, lessons I'm learning along the way. And so subscribe and join the ride. It has been a very long time since I've done another vlog. I honestly didn't even know if I wanted to come back to YouTube because I didn't think y'all care, but then I started getting comments like, please, where are the vlogs? Where have you been? And I have been in the trenches, sis, okay? If you were like me, 2025 was rough. I lived probably about 5 different lives over the last 365 days, but we have made it by the grace of God. But yeah, 2025, just real quick to bring y'all up to speed. I think when I last did my vlog, I was in a full-time healthcare IT project manager role. And then I ended up last year taking a leap of faith and going back to managing projects as a consultant through my business. And so I had 2 full-time contracts. The money was flowing in. And then neither one of those contracts ended up being a really good fit for me for different reasons. And so I ended up voluntarily ending those contracts earlier. And so I went through a whole 3-month sabbatical where I was not working at all. And so that was very challenging for me. I also was... What else was I doing? Oh yeah, I was in my feminine era. I actually got into a relationship for a period of time that I thought was promising, and then the rug got pulled out from under me there. It was very humiliating breakup. If you know any of the girlies that have been through, hard breakups and had the rug pulled out from under them. I think a lot of us went through breakups in 2025. So yeah, completely unexpected, but here we are on our healing era, on our rebuilding era, on our exploratory era. I'll talk about kind of the goals, not goals, but experiments that I'm doing over 2026 as we go throughout the day. But yeah, wanted to bring y'all up to speed. We are in a completely new era in 2026. I actually am now in a new full-time role, which that was a big blessing, ending the year off with. Do I have hair? I don't know. Anyway, ended the new year off starting a new full-time job. I actually chose to go back to full-time so that I realized being full-time in the business, I know I'm talking all over the place. I realized being full-time in my business took away from my creative capacity. And so when I had to choose where I want most of my energy to go, ultimately I decided if I could have a stable career in a job that I really love. I'm a healthcare AI program manager for a healthcare company. So before I was doing AI projects, but I was also doing a bunch of other IT cybersecurity projects. Now I'm in a program manager role that is solely AI. So I'm helping this organization develop their AI strategy, have a roadmap for how they want to prioritize different AI tools and software they want to bring into the organization. I get to do a lot of market research and networking to really see what AI is doing in the healthcare space and how we can utilize that. And then I'm still doing project management. So once we agree on the strategy, I'm still doing the project management side of those implementations. And so it's part strategic, part networking, part project management. It seems to be my dream role. And it's been going really well so far. So yeah, now I'm full-time in that. I have scaled back some of my career coaching, but I still do career office hours for those of you that are interested. And then I'm also prioritizing writing this year and creating. Not putting a whole lot of framework or organization around it, just really creating freely and seeing where it takes me. And so yeah, if that interests you, subscribe and join the ride. I just got done with my morning meetings that went really well. I met with my boss. I kind of started socializing with him kind of the AI strategy that I've been thinking about based off of my experience and research and talking to some of the other team members. And I got really, really good feedback. And so that went well. I think for the rest of the day, I'm going to go upstairs and cook really quick, come back down here for more meetings. And then I have a writer's accountability group that I recently joined to help keep me accountable to creating. And so yeah, I just wanted to intro this vlog, say hey, how you doing? Hope you have been well. I pray that 2026 is everything you imagine it to be and more. And I will see y'all when I get another break.
write about. It's been a while, so I want to start the music. Let me know if you can hear this. Hold on one second.
Okay, y'all, good morning. It is about 7 a.m. I got my black coffee here that is absolutely disgusting. I'm doing intermittent fasting as a part of 75 soft. And so that's the only thing that I can have that has caffeine that doesn't have calories. Do not look at that. Listen, multi-hyphenate, juggling multiple things, not everything gets done. In fact, let me show y'all. Let's be real. This whole room hadn't been unpacked. And I've been here for almost a year now. Whole room hadn't been unpacked. So here we are. Ignore that and let me put y'all back together. My camera SD card is decided it doesn't want to have any space, but I don't know what's on it. So here we are. Anyway, it's 7 a.m. I have an hour or so before I hop into my work day. Y'all are not straight. Anyway, I have my first LinkedIn workshop. I'm trying to stay focused. I have my first speaking engagement where this nonprofit hired me to come and do like a 90-minute LinkedIn workshop and Q&A. So really excited about that. So I'm super behind in creating the actual presentation, to be honest, but I have a run through with the leadership team tomorrow. So I'm trying to at least make sure I have my outline, like the questionnaire, the structure of what I'm going to do. And so since I have an hour before I start my 9 to 5, I'm trying to sneak that in. I'm really still trying to figure out if you don't care about time blocking or management, move to the next thing. This is for us that are juggling multiple projects and things, and we're trying to figure out how to get it all done. I'm always curious to see how people get it all done, because I'm like, do you have the same 24 hours as me? Because I'm struggling. But for 2026, I am trying to figure out my new routine, because getting up at 5 a.m. and doing the same 4-hour morning routine just does not work anymore. It was easier last year because the 9 to 5 that I had and the contracts that I had were on Central Standard Time. So I didn't really have to start work until 9, sometimes even 10. So it worked out. Now I'm on Eastern Time with this job, and they start right at the crack of dawn. They start right at 8:30. People are pinging me, or I have calls and stuff. So I need to be ready to go by 8. And given all the things that I have going on, waking up at 5 a.m. just has not been my ministry so far, at least so far. Maybe I can work my way back up to getting up at 5. But anyway, I say that to say that instead of sticking to forcing myself to stick to the same routines of prayer, doing this heavy workout, then getting dressed and starting the day, that doesn't work for me anymore, because now I have to be so focused in early in the morning. So I've kind of been playing, instead of doing routines, I've kind of been going with the rhythms of my day based off of my non-negotiables. So I have maybe 5 or 6, not really goals, but themes that I'm focused on for the year, or at least for the first quarter. And then for each day of the week, I have my non-negotiable, and I've been pushing myself to do the non-negotiable first, because I am most productive in the morning. So do the non-negotiable things first thing in the morning, and then build the rest of your day based on, again, what's going to require high energy things, or things that will require my brain function, push them up to in the day. And then things that maybe don't require a lot of my brain capacity, put them lower in the day or later in the day. And so for example, with my workouts, usually I'm so used to working out in the morning, and on days where I don't have a lot of meetings, or I don't have a whole lot of content or things that require my brain, I can do those heavy workouts in the morning. But on days like these where I have a lot of work that needs to get done, I have to keep training my body to go to the gym after, and to not get in the bed, but to go to the gym after, so that I can preserve my energy for what matters most. And so I'll share really quick what my non-negotiables or themes are for the year. One, of course, is spending time with God. That's non-negotiable. I usually do that first thing in the morning. 2 is I'm doing 75 soft, not really to lose weight, but to really build self-trust, and to say this is what I'm going to do and stick to it, because 75 soft, as you know, sometimes can be long, and by day 5, I'm over it. But it's day 13 and I'm still, or 14 now, and I'm still, sticking to it. I'm doing 64 ounces of water, intermittent fasting, workout every day and read 10 pages. So I feel like those healthy habits should be non-negotiables anyway. And I have to force myself to still make sure I'm taking care of my body, my mind, no matter what goals I have going on. So that's a good way for me to have balance. So I'm doing 75 soft. I really want to perform well in my 9 to 5. You know, God blessed me with the job, so I want to make sure I'm a good steward of it. So I want to make sure that I am blocking out that time to be focused on my 9 to 5 and not do a whole lot of multitasking within that. And then obviously my content writing, I'm still doing certain parts of my business, coaching and consulting business. So I realize I'm never, unless I do it on the weekends, which honestly I have been doing content weekends or writer weekends, and they have been really productive. But during the week, I do not have 2, 3, 4 hours. Sometimes I only have 30 minutes like in between things. And so I'm still trying to take advantage of that time, because I actually am realizing I can get a lot done instead of just sitting here like I don't have time, like taking advantage of the 15 minutes to 30 minutes to just jot things down in my phone, or to just pick up really quick and vlog, before I get started with the day. And so that's a non-negotiable. A big thing for me is building intentional community. I think especially going through a breakup last year, you realize how important having a village and community is. And so being born and raised in Atlanta and still being here, a lot of my friendships have moved away, or maybe they are still here, and like we're just in different spaces and different seasons of life, whether they're married or, whether we're both kind of focused on our work and business. And so yeah, I'm just trying to be intentional about building new friendships and also stewarding the ones that I have. And so I actually have a community that I recently joined called Real Roots. I'll bring y'all along on that later on today, because I'm actually going to an event. But trying to be intentional with my community building, personally and professionally. Like, I'm also trying to make sure that I'm networking, getting involved with like the local organizations that are aligned with my industries that I work in. Because that's really the cheat code if you're trying to get a job in 2026. It is not your resume. I'll do a whole nother video on that. Even myself looking for jobs when I was out of work for 3 months last year, I didn't get it because of the jobs that I applied to with my beautiful resume and interviewing. I mean, my interview skills, I had to do 10 interviews for this job. I don't know if I said that yesterday, but it was a whole process. But anyway, I got this job based off of a recommendation from a staffing agency I used to partner with as a contractor. And because my old boss gave me a glowing review, like, I got recommended for this job. And so professional relationships are really the cheat code if you're trying to like transition careers in 2026 and beyond. So I'm just realizing how important it is to make sure I have like a village, a community, a network around me in every area of my life. So that's a really big thing for me this year. And then 6 is just making sure, again, I'm in my healing era, I guess. Like, I'm in a really good place, honestly. It's the grace of God. But I do want to make sure that at least right before I go to bed, that I am doing like a mental health check-in, whether that's using ChatGPT to process my emotions, whether that's getting a quick cry in before I go to bed. But I have to like release everything before I go to bed, because if I don't, I will wake up at 3 a.m. crying about something. So I have to make sure that I'm checking in with myself mentally. And so, yeah, I would say that's like the 6th thing. So those are my themes. Not really goals, but just like my priorities, if that makes sense. I'm also reading this book called Tiny Experiments. I'll put it here. I'll do a separate video on how I'm doing tiny experiments to like explore my creativity and hobbies versus like goal setting. But anyway, those are my things for the year. And so again, for me, scheduling my time and consistency is just really going with the ebbs and flows of my own energy, what needs to get done most importantly for the day, and then like basing my day based off of those priorities, rather than like sticking to these rigid routines. I hope that makes sense. But anyway. Okay, y'all, I have no idea where I left y'all all. Where I left y'all at. I'm sweating and y'all are cricket. But anyway, I am on my way to a social networking event. It's really like a friendship meet and greet. It's called Real Roots. I'll put like a link here, but pretty much I saw another content creator talk about it, but pretty much like it's for people that are trying to build intentional friendships. They have chapters all over the city. And pretty much you fill out this long survey about your hobbies, what stage of life you're in, if you're married, single, recently been through a breakup, or where are you in your career? Like, what kind of things do you like to do? Like, what does friendship mean to you? How do you typically show up in friendships? Like, it's a very in-depth survey. And then they match you based off of that with like a small group of like 10, 15 women for like a meet and greet. And then after that, if you choose to keep going with the group. It's like a 7-week series where you do like a dinner event every single week. You also get to meet up with your people one-on-one. And so I did the meet and greet last week. This is our first time with the actual group that chose to go through the experience. And so, yeah, I really liked it. Again, I am trying to build intentional friendships. And so, yeah, I'll keep y'all posted as I go through the series to see if I fully recommend it or not. But so far, it's been really cool. We have a guide that kind of helps us have more in-depth conversations. So we have different icebreakers. We also in the weekly events, like have one-on-ones, like I think I mentioned that before, have one-on-ones with people in the group. And I've heard people that have done it before and really liked it. They're still close to the people that they went through the series with. And so, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I did want to show y'all, I am like trying to be like sober curious, pretty much trying to cut out, I'm sweating, like 95% of my alcohol intake, if not all of it for this year. Starting with quarter 1. We just gonna start with quarter 1, then we gonna pray about it. But anyway, I have been trying different alcohol alternatives. This is called Hi-Yo. I got this one at Whole Foods. You can also get it at Costco. But this is a really good one. It has ashwagandha in it, and so it has been helping me kind of relax after work, or if I'm going to a social setting. I do get a little anxious, socially anxious, and so this has been really good, just to kind of like put me in a better mood without the wine. Yeah, help me wind down without the wine, because if you know me, you know I like my champagne. Yang. I like my bubbly, but we try to cut the bubbly out because the bubbly be getting us in problems about it. Anyway, I like the Hi-Yo, so wanted to show y'all. I'll probably do a series on TikTok and Instagram, so let me know in the comments below what alcohol alternatives you enjoy. And yeah, let's hurry up because I'm sweating and we late. All right, y'all, editing Mel here because I did not film an outro. Bear with me, I'm just getting back to vlogging. But I actually did a 48-hour trip to Dallas. It may seem random, but it was not random for me. My sister is actually moving from Atlanta to Dallas, so we did a quick trip to help her figure out where she was gonna live in Dallas. So if you have any recommendations on places to be, things to do, where she needs to get plugged into in Dallas, let us know. But yes, hope you enjoyed this vlog, enjoy this little Dallas montage, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye. She's leaving me for Dallas. This is why we're here. Yeah. She's leaving me, but I may come with her. I don't know. Dallas, are you ready for your new adventure?
She's a Texan now.
Yes. ATV.
Oh, what up, man?
Let's see, we move into Dallas. I'm late to the vlog. How do we rate HEB?
10 out of 10. We like it. We like it.
I think we like it. Yeah, the HEB barbecue. I'm trying another alternative. This is the Trip one, peach ginger. I'll let y'all know how I like that one. And we also had, my sister had the Parch. I'm bootleg because I'm not vlogging like I'm supposed to. Parch agave cocktail spice pinarita. She liked that one. I have the Trip one, and I have the Moment. And then y'all know I have to always get my Hi-Yo. Or I didn't get the Hi-Yo this time, but I'll try these and let y'all know on the screen how I like them.